Jude Law, you look great, buddy.
Hello.
Thank you
Welcome
so-
to my home.
Oh.
Welcome.
I'm in your home. See, like it or not, I always knew I'd get an invite.
I've got to ask. So all these people you've been interviewing, it's sat in their houses. Are you getting like different sort of insight? Are people like super relaxed suddenly and just slipping up, or have they got like a glass of wine next to them?
Oh
Or,
yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
happened a few times. Yeah, a couple times where they had a
Anyhow,
couple
You're
too
gonna
many
have
wines.
peachy moments.
Is this the beard is for? Are you filming Fantastic Beast now?
I just started. We were meant to start. I was meant to start on the day I believe London went into lockdown. So we were all prepped, sets built, everyone ready to go, rehearsals done, and
Wow.
we all went into our various lockdown states. And so I've just been waiting. And there were several moments I kept thinking, maybe I just shave it off, grow it again. But I couldn't go through the 2-week burn.
Oh, I know
so
that. I know that. There's that 2 week where it's just so itchy.
It's awful. The hairs all grow in. The hairs all start just going in.
I always have a weird couple red hairs. Do you have that or no?
I'll tell you what I do have since last time I played Dumbledore. I have a lot more grey hair, that's for sure. I don't know what I've been doing, but I growing it back, suddenly I'm like, wow, they're not going to have to put anything in there. That's all me.
That's gonna happen. Yeah, exactly right. That's gonna happen, right? Well, what have you been doing with your time at home?
I've fallen in love with my garden. I've realised how lucky I am to have a garden. And we had the most beautiful spring. It was like the one blessing amidst this madness. And I've become obsessed with my wisteria. So a wisteria, if you don't know, is a creeping, flowering plant.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And it grows along a railing in my garden. And I've got a raised garden above that. And I sort of had this idea that I wanted it to go up and go along this railing too. So I trained down 2 wires and I literally watched this thing grow up the wire. And it now goes up the wire and is growing along the top. No. I'm more obsessed with that than anything else in my life at the moment. My wife thinks I'm going.
It smells beautiful too, wisteria.
It smells great. Oh, and on top of that, I had a baby. So there you go.
Bury the lead. Bury the lead on that one. Congrats, Dad. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. So we feel pretty blessed that we were in a time when we could, as a family, we could just nest and enjoy each other's company and every day as it came. It was an unusual but kind of enforced loving.
Yeah. I was thinking about you because everyone started renting and buying the movie Contagion. It was a movie about a global pandemic that you made years ago. Is it eerie to even think about doing that movie now that we're kind of living it?
Kind of extraordinary. First of all, I found it a little odd that everyone went back to watch that in the middle of the real thing. Right?
Yeah.
It was like you just turn on the news. You don't need to watch it. But at the same time, it was, well, first of all, I think I wrote immediately to Steven Soderbergh and just said, you got it. You were there. You were there 10 years ago. And if I'm honest, I remember also one of the most kind of affecting memories or experiences on that film were the doctors and the virologists who were advising us, all of whom were these extraordinary men, and they were all saying to us, this is a matter of when, not if. And I remember leaving the whole experience thinking, oh yeah, look at me. You touch yourself on the face 10,000 times a day. We don't wash our hands. All of that stuff was sort of embedded in me. But of course, it slowly percolates away. And as you say, here we are in it. So it is kind of unusual.
Yeah, and just bizarre. It's just the whole thing is just really bizarre. But I agree with you. I was guilty. I actually rented the movie as well, and I go, why? Maybe I was looking for hints or answers of how this is going to end.
That's right.
I was getting advice. I was like, then I go, oh yeah, we're living it. Yeah. The last time you were on our show, we talked about The Young Pope was just out on HBO. And you told me this story. We never got around to telling it, but I would like you to. Do you remember when Vice President Joe Biden visited you on the set?
He did. He did. We were in when a few people would come by, and I always enjoyed meeting them dressed as the Pope. I mean, who doesn't, right? If you're walking, especially when you've got like 20 cardinals around you and the Vatican Guard, it's pretty good to be in all white. But the day he came, I think I was shooting in the apartment and I was in my pajamas, so it wasn't quite as affecting. What a charming man. He came with his whole family, if I remember, because I remember he had his grandchildren with him. And he put me at ease immediately because he literally, I think he said something like, "It's okay, I've just come from the real guy." And I was like, oh. Like,
I just saw, I just left the real Pope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like I met the real deal. You're just an actor.
I love that because I'll remember that story because it's so funny because like you think like, oh, he's gonna freak out, man. This is like, it's like being in the Vatican, in the Pope's bedroom, and like, what? And he's like, exactly. Yeah, it just came from the real thing. Anyway, good to see you, kid. Keep it up. Yeah.
How's it going? What pasta are you eating? Like completely.
It could have been more boring.
What a gentleman.
Yeah, he's a good man.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on.